All right, we're getting started with the Power Hour. What's today? Date the 28th of August. The reason we're not kicking off the couch to 100K today is because of a lot of the school vacation and stuff like that. And I'm just still finalizing some of the details and the pipeline sheet that everybody will use to track their business and everything. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to have a Power Hour on just a bunch of free ways you can develop leads. But the first thing I wanted to just kind of mention is, what happens when we have these power hours typically is people absorb the information, and then probably the biggest downfall of any training anybody takes is the implementation into your daily life. And I posted this the other day because it is important. The rituals you keep on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis and month-to-month basis are really, if they're not driven towards getting you to your goals, then they may be even allowing you to stay where you're at and very stable, which is comfortable for a lot of people because moving forward and putting yourself out there is scary, and taking yourself to a different level is scary. So a lot of people just kind of live in that status quo. So so their brain and their mind is fighting putting together new rituals. Probably the easiest way to look at it is if you've ever tried to implement fitness or eating goals into your life, nutrition wise, your mind and your body, they just want to go back to what's easy, what it knows. And when you start to create habits, you actually get uncomfortable at falling off those new habits. It's like, for many years during my 30s, I didn't work out at all. And then once I hit 40, I'm like, I'm a mess. I need to start at least working out sometime. And I only work out three days a week typically, sometimes 4 if I have time. But when I don't now, I feel like crap. And I feel that compelling nature to get back to it. So whether it's the same uncomfortable feeling that you'd have if you aren't going and you want to start. You go that first time and you're sore and you're like, oh, forget this. I don't want to do this anymore. So just know that anytime you want to move yourself forward, unless your rituals right now are driven towards helping you get to that place you want to go, then it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to take discipline and making sure you create what those new rituals are, put them on paper, have a plan, and have a plan from a week-to-week basis on how you're going to accomplish them. Because if they're not staring you in the face and nobody's yelling at you to do it, then it's going to take some self-effort at helping you stay on track. And Nadine and I are going to be happy to help you guys with that during this coaching program. If you want to share your rituals and what you are going to put in place that you do every single week to try to grow your business. And some of them should be free sources because I know a lot of agents, they start out on a very limited budget marketing wise. And then at some point you want to start developing some paid advertising programs as well. They're all going to be geared to bringing in new potential clients. That's really what your business is. If you don't have leads, you don't have people that are thinking about doing something or definitely want to do something, then you got nothing. So your whole job is going to be, your business is basically built on your prospecting. And some agents have a plan for what they do week to week, and others just kind of go by the seat of their pants. I don't have a plan. I just get up and I go to work, and sometimes I get referrals, and sometimes I get leads, and sometimes I don't, but they don't have a plan for it. So you want to develop a plan. And today I want to go over some free sources for you guys to figure out, what you can do. And I would say, either put this whole list into one of your rituals. One of your rituals every week becomes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for a half hour. You work on your free approaches towards lead generation, and make it part of your plan, so that you can develop, ways of developing business and getting more business and growing your business. So that's what I want to go over today. So we're going to jump right into this. And so you guys can just start to figure out where you want to focus some of your new rituals you're going to create this fall for getting you to the next level. All right, 10 ways to generate free leads, and I'm going to give you a bonus. There's a bonus. Number 1, sharing listings on your Facebook page 3 to 4 times a week using Sync. If you have coming soon listings, These are awesome to post as well. So let me just jump over to Sync because I want to make sure you guys understand how easy it is to generate leads over to your Sync platform. Sync is your website platform. When you're logged in, you want to open another window. So you just open another window and open up your site. So we're not doing this from the back end of it. We're doing it from the front end. Go to your website and pick a town. I would say pick 2 or 3 towns you want to work in. As well as if you have listings, you can post those as well. If it's a matter of posting listings, your own listings or office listings, you can do it from the back end of the dashboard. You just basically have to go to the properties button. If it's a property that you have, you can just search up on this little magnifying lens and go 63 Sunrise. Let's say I wanted to just post an ad on my 63 Sunrise. Oh, maybe I typed it wrong. All right, so once you click on it, the best way to share it is to just click on the share button and then the Facebook button. And it'll actually pop open a Facebook window and it'll pull in the picture, it'll bring in the information, and then all you have to do is figure out what your tagline is going to be. If this is a listing you just took and it's a traditional seller, obviously ask the seller first, but if they allow you to tag them in the photo, say, hey, we've got a great new listing for sale, tag the seller. Do you know why you'd want to do that?
So it shares with all their
Yeah, so that all their friends see it. If you don't, then only your friends are going to see it. If they share it and they're tagged in it, then everybody that they're connected to is going to see it.
Now, I have my stuff when I do like that, I think anyway, set for public. So does that mean anybody can see it?
Yes.
Okay.
That only thing public means is if someone searched your name,
I got you.
that's what would show up. It depends. Some people like to mix friends and public. I think at least if you want to make sure that if someone decided, you know what, I got to check out this Tony guy, and they weren't connected to you on Facebook, that if they searched you on Facebook and found you, that they'd see at least enough to see what kind of representation of a person you are. Sellers will do that. Buyers will do that. That you may not even, you'd be surprised how many people use Facebook as a criteria for figuring out if they want to work with somebody.
Right.
So definitely make sure you're posting some stuff private, some stuff. I mean, private, the only thing if you want to do private is if it was something like your kids or your, you know what I mean, something you didn't want to see, or something really political that, either way, I don't recommend you to be political on Facebook, but so that's where you would post and how you would post very simply. If you're going to post it to your timeline, you can also post it to a page you manage and then share it to your personal page if you're going to do a boost ad. But we're talking about free advertising sources right now. So just sharing your listings on your Facebook page is a great thing to do. The other nice part about that not many agents are using the back end of the website for is you can click on pocket listings and actually properties, add a pocket listing. Pocket listing would be a coming soon listing too. So if you got a picture, a list price, a picture, a couple photos, and some information on the coming soon listing you have, you could add it to the back end of the website and then share it from the back end of the website to your Facebook page. And the reason you want to do that, I see a lot of agents posting coming soon properties, but they're not really geared to try to capture the leads. So what good is that? You know what I mean? So if you at least put them in the back end here and then share them from the pocket listing page, then you've got a better chance of getting them to land on the website and capturing. I see agents all the time sharing their listings and sharing office listings from MLS IDX, and I just laugh because that's not a lead capture.
They look at it.
They look at it, they're gone, you never know they existed. this website does its job of capturing leads. So make sure you're using the website to share listings, share office listings, etc. So that's how you would share listings. And again, we're pretty much an open share office. So I don't know anybody in the office that's opposed to having you share their listings. So if there's a office listing you want to share, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with it. Again, if an agent's got a problem with you sharing their listing to all your friends, I think it's short-minded. First, job number one as a listing agent, sell the damn listing.
Right.
Double ending is secondary and bonus. So saying I don't want you sharing because I want all the buyers, you know what I mean? It's a little bit short-sighted. It's not really doing the seller the level of justice you should be. So that's that's how to share from that. Now, if you wanted to just share, if you didn't have any listings you wanted to share, or the office didn't have any listings you wanted to share, but you really wanted to, let's say, start to get some leads in Westford, or that's where you grew up. Like for instance, what town did you grow up in? Middleborough. Now, you're probably connected on Facebook to a lot of people in Middleborough, right? Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to go to your own website, make sure it's got your picture and your name on it. That means you're on your website, because if you're not on your website, you're going to be sharing listings and driving leads to the office, and you don't want to do that. You want to drive them to yourself. So let's look at Middleborough, Mass. We're going to do a search for Middleborough, Mass on our website. This is the results page. You could simply share this. If you wanted to share the map view instead, you could click on this little map button. Yeah. Is it lower than that? Yeah. Filters. Click on filters. Got 500 now, so probably 0. So now if we hit search again, and again, there's all kinds of different things you could do. You could do a waterfront. You could do multifamily. You could do condo only. The reality is, once you find the results that you want to share and what you're trying to focus on, save search. Go back to the results. Now it's going to show me the map. If I want to share the map, I could share the map. I probably, because people kind of want to see what the actual homes look like, or what I put in there for a criteria. Let's go back to my beginning. I put something in there to cause it. But once you're happy with your search and whatever you searched, all you have to do is come on. I don't know why it's not resetting here. All right, so once you're happy with your search results, you click on the link at the top, you copy it. So you're just copying the whole URL. And now you're going to go over to Facebook and you're going to post about it. So probably what I would say, first you add the link. So you paste the link in. It's going to fetch a preview. It's basically going to pull up a photo. If you wanted to replace the photo, you could replace the photo. I would say you probably go to Google and find a photo that's related to that town and add that photo. But once you have that link in there, you can delete it and say, hey, everyone, if you're looking for a home in Middleborough, I'd love to help you out. As you know, I grew up here, and I know the town very well. Click on the link below to start your home search. Now, if you're connected to a bunch of people in town, there's a chance that they're going to, click on that and register. And again, that's all people you're connected to, so that's all free. That's all free advertising. That's all free. Anybody that drives through the website and registers is going to be free. And if someone clicked on that ad, it's going to take them right over to the results page. It's not going to take them to the home page. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I have mine set up now, so like you suggested before, so when you click on it, it takes you directly to the home value page.
Yeah, for your
So-
web domain.
Right, so instead of,
Yeah, you can do
Instead of
that, and
search
we'll go over that as well. But if you're also just wanting to land people on different things, like you're focusing in Dudley, right?
right,
I would create an ad for Dudley, just
right, and use the map.
yeah, and then once you create the ad, once you create that link, I would open up a Word document and save all your advertising links. Save all your links into a Word document. That way, this link, you don't have to go back to your website and create the link again. This link is always going to show whenever you post it from now until forever. It's going to show you the latest results for all the homes for sale in Dudley, or homes over a certain price, or multis, or waterfronts, or whatever it may be. So you don't have to worry about continuously going back to your website and finding the link again. You just put it into a Word document and say Dudley all homes for sale. So every time you want to run an ad, so let's say you run an ad right now and you put it on your Facebook, your personal page, and then you find some community groups to connect to in Dudley, and you post it on there, and then you post it on Craigslist, and then you don't have to keep going and finding that link again. You have it saved in your Word document. So that's
Then you just copy and paste.
then you just copy and paste, and you never even have to go to your website again. And just make sure that your link always has your subdomain in there. That would be the subdomain that gets them to your website and gets you the registration when they register. So that's pretty much it. So anything you can search on your website is linkable. Also, what's linkable is your homepage. So the other thing that you could consider doing, even with so Dan, we just pulled up all the Middleborough homes for sale. There's 92 for sale currently. So if you just went to something like GoDaddy, and GoDaddy's, once you register a domain on GoDaddy, it basically asks you to set up the forwarding, and you set up the forwarding. The forwarding would be, where do you want people to go? Where do you want people to land when they click on your domain? So you might, what's that?
They collect payment first.
Yeah, they collect payment first. But so let's say Middleborough homes. Let's see if that's available. That one's taken. Middleborough homes for sale. That one's available. So just use your imagination, come up with something that works. Another one that you could do for your home value page would be sell in Middleborough. Let's see if that's available. Sell in Middleborough is available. So once you buy those domains, you can forward them to wherever you want. And in the case of sell Middleborough, you would just take them to the home value page. So you would just take this domain, again, copy it, put it into your Word document, because you can use that for a lot of different things. That's your sell page, your home evaluation page. But then you can also go to GoDaddy and set up the forwarding to forward this sellinmiddleborough.com to your home value page. Now, the nice part about that is having a specialty domain is if you're posting ads on Craigslist, or you're posting ads on Facebook, it gives you a little bit more credibility than having that web domain. People will think, oh, okay, well, this guy probably knows the values, and it could be home value Middleborough, it could be sell your home in Middleborough, anything you want, really. Or if you're doing postcards, you're never going to want to put a big, long, extensive domain on your business cards. You're also not going to want to put this home value link. You're not going to want to put on a business card https tracy.luxgrouphomes/home value/home valuation. You're going to want a domain that looks pretty, that's short, that if you hand somebody a business card or hand somebody a postcard, that it's easy enough for them to get to there, and gives you some credibility. So consider definitely buying a couple domains. That's a home value domain and a home search domain, at least one home search domain, if not geared towards the towns that you want to work in. whether it's Dudley or Middleborough or wherever you decide you want to be. So that's pretty much it for sharing ads. So think about the towns you want to work in, think about the niches you want to work in, and start creating your links just by simply going to your website and searching. And then basically taking anything you search, you take that link for what's going to get them there, and you put it in your Word document. You save, I would say you want to save 5 to 10 different links that you would use. Dudley Homes for Sale, Sutton's Homes for Sale, Waterfront Homes in Webster for sale. That would be a great one, I think, or anything like that. And then just put them into your Word document and then start figuring out where am I going to post these things. And that would be a good way to start, by just simply sharing your website and different parts of your website with the world, wherever that may be. Sharing your listings on Facebook. So everything you just did to share stuff on Facebook, a lot of agents, a lot of people are not using LinkedIn as much as they should be. LinkedIn is a growing community, especially with all the drama that Facebook world has created. LinkedIn still tends to be a lot more professional and just not about the drama. So I would put some serious consideration into growing your network within LinkedIn and also posting. So the same.
What is? I mean, like, I haven't even.
Yeah, you're not on LinkedIn at all?
Well, I think I have an account somewhere I set up probably, I don't even know how many years ago, but I've never done a single thing with it. I don't think I've ever done a thing. Like, what does it look like?
This is what it looks like, right?
Basically, it looks like
It looks like Facebook. Yeah. Yep. People post. You won't see nearly as many posts.
right.
But yeah, it's pretty similar. The nice part about it is you start to connect with people. You see what
I
they.
thought it was more of just a like professional, like you said, a sharing thing, but like just, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Hey, you're a lawyer. Hey, you're a whatever.
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't realize it had all this stuff.
Yeah, it has the still has the postability, so you can post, like I just posted the link for the home value page. It just came up in there, and then I can say if you're thinking about selling. Get your instant home value now. So you post that ad. I'm just going to post it. And then as far as like just building your network and stuff, what's nice about it is also they let you know if someone started a new job, so you can congratulate them on their new job. And what happens when you get a new job if it's a better job?
Nice.
At some point in time, you start thinking about
Getting a bigger house.
Right. The other part of it that's good is that you start growing your network, and you're looking to pass referrals back and forth. So it's a good way to, create kind of like your online business network as well of people that you're connected to. And if you look at your network, you have invitations, people you may know. You also can see, if you really dive down into it, you can see your common connections and how you're linked. So sometimes it's a good way of just kind of figuring out, how somebody may fit into your database and into your future business plan. So we'll go over that a little bit more as we move down this. So same thing you do on Facebook, do it on LinkedIn. Share your home value page on Facebook and LinkedIn. We just talked about that. You want to make sure people know that your home value page is out there. It's the best way to start to get listings. I'm actually doing some paid advertising for home value ads. And the reality of it is it's not much cost different than capturing a lead through paid buyer resources. But the reason I like it is I like listings, and because, yes, a lot of people are just going to be looking for the home value, but why are they looking for the home value? They may be a little bit further down the road, but a decent amount of people aren't going to click on home value just for the sake of knowing what their house is worth. There's a good amount of those people that are having some kind of thought in their mind about selling. Doesn't mean it's going to be instantaneous, but you're going to build it. It'll help you build a database because when somebody puts in their home value, whether if they put in their address but not their name and their phone number, what do you have at least? You have a house you can mail to. If you could build for $5 an address, you could build a strong list of a few hundred homes that requested their home value, and you keep mailing to that list, I'm sure you get opportunities in that. So we'll go over that in other classes. But Place ads on Craigslist in the real estate for sale and services section. Anybody still doing this on Craigslist?
Again, I always thought of Craigslist as like just selling a piece of furniture or.
No. It's not just for selling furniture anymore.
Never used it at all.
Back the history of real estate and Craigslist, when they allowed links, clickable links, every agent in the world was posting on there, and they were getting leads like crazy from it. It's a free source. Craigslist changed the rules so you couldn't add clickable links, and a lot of agents said, "Oh, well, that's dead. No sense I'm posting it there anymore." If someone sees a house that they're interested in, they're going to copy and paste the link and put it into, you know what I mean? They're going to put it in somewhere. So if you go to Craigslist, Worcester's probably the one most you're going to use. There is like Dan, there is a Boston and a Metro West Boston, anything like that. But if you start to look at the real estate section, you'll see listings. And if you click on them, and the other thing is see what other people are doing. See what other people are posting. You can see they have a link in there, and it's not clickable. But if someone, in this blood team, I know them. They're up in the Westford area. They're highly successful. They're a huge team. They do a ton of business. If they're posting on Craigslist, there's something to be said about it. So I can guarantee if I took that over to another screen, this is going to be a lead capture, I assume, at some point. View gallery. I'm surprised they actually let you go that far. It's kind of let me do quite a bit. Oh, there it goes. There's the pop-up. So again, like our website, I think ours is probably a little bit better as far as the capture goes. It's trying to capture that information. So they're using Craigslist. You should be using Craigslist. So again, just a picture, whether it's a coming soon, a new listing, an office listing, or even just a price range. If someone's looking if someone searches Auburn.
So do you set up an account on that? Or do you
yes.
Randomly?
Yeah, you create an account. That way you save your ads too, and then you can keep reposting them very easy. So you just click on the account and go through the account setup if you don't have one. So for instance, if you just did an Auburn ad and you took a picture of a house from Google, if you just Google Auburn, Mass, or take a town photo or something, you put it on here with a link to your page for Auburn homes, and someone that's looking for Auburn may get tired of looking at individual listings in here and wants to see all the listings. If you ran an ad, check out all the hottest new listings in Auburn and coming soons. Click here to start looking.
That'd be a good place to put that map thing.
Yeah, put the map thing, put your home value ad. Again, the same things you would post on Facebook and LinkedIn, post on Craigslist as well. So you have, if you start looking at the Craigslist window, you'll see, you have the real estate section, but you also have services. So post in the services. I've had agents get leads for home valuations and buyer leads just from the services section. Say I offer buyer services. This is what I do for my buyers, or this is what I do for my listings. Get your home value now, and you post your home value link. Craigslist still does produce leads, so don't discredit Craigslist at all. It's a great free source, and again, if free is better than paid. So consider using Craigslist. Make it a goal of adding 10 friend connections each week on Facebook and LinkedIn. Not enough people spend enough time expanding their connections. Again, these are free sources, and the more people you're connected to, it doesn't cost you. You can have up to, I think, 5,000 friends on Facebook. Unless you've got I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to make your Facebook and your LinkedIn primarily a business tool. I don't love it enough to say, no, I only want my close friends. Talk to your friends. Text your friends. Get together with your friends. You don't need to use Facebook for some secret project that, oh, no, I don't want to connect to a lot of people because I don't want to know my business. Well, then don't post your business. Use it as a business tool. I don't know. I don't understand why people wouldn't. It's just a great tool for that. I've had agents say, and I'm still working on one of our top producers that I'm trying to get him up in Westford on Facebook still. And I'm like, I get it. I don't like a lot of the drama either. Don't pay attention to it.
Right.
Or unfollow people. You don't have to. People don't have to know that you aren't following them anymore. If you unfollow them, they don't know. They have no idea. If you unfriend them, then they know. But you can avoid and stay away from all the drama and the politics if you're just manage your account. But there's a lot to be said for making your connections. Also, in like your network in LinkedIn, there's you can use your MSN and your email accounts to try to make more connections than what you have. So if you have a ton of contacts in your email accounts, you can use those to try to create more connections within the world. And it'll always make suggestions for you on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Pay attention to those. And if there's some glaring reason why you shouldn't connect to somebody you have 5 common connections with, then great. If not, then just connect with them. What's it going to hurt?
You need to accept one of your invites now so your number changes, because that's a bad number you put up there.
What do I have? 66. Ooh, man.
Just accept one.
Okay, I'm going to accept this one. 667. Bam.
There we go. Now we're good again.
Yeah. Oh, now 668. See how easy this is? 669. Make it a goal. Make it a goal. If you're not at 1,000 and 1,000, then I think I need work to do. I know I have work to do on my LinkedIn. Facebook, I have a ton of connections, but there are a lot of them ended up being because of being a broker with Exit. It was broker connections around the country. So now I'm looking at it and saying, yeah, I got a lot of friends on Facebook, but a lot of them aren't doing anything for me. So again, think about the makeup of the people you're connected to too, so that you're not just, out there in a world you don't need to be a part of. But I like 6 or 7 better. 670. All right. So everybody get that. Facebook, there are, obviously the suggestions, and I couldn't find it this morning when I was fooling around with it, but somewhere on your friends, there is a place where you can, do you know where it is, Nadine, where you can actually put in things like your past
Dudley
jobs,
or whatever, yeah.
Dudley, Mass, somewhere on here on the friends connection part of
If
it.
you get on your page and go to the far left side, I think it is, or something like that.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's over here.
See anything like that?
Friends. Find friends over here, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it used to be right here.
But I think if you type in search, like in that thing, like, so if you said Dudley or whatever, I guess that's not where it is, because there is a thing where you can like find things
like your high school.
right,
your-
exactly, yeah.
I thought it was right here. I'll have to look for it and post where it is. Maybe it's over here on the right-hand side. I won't waste too much time here too. I'll find it. It must have moved. It used to be like right here where you could basically, but again, you can also use your email accounts to try to find friends as well. You just put in your email password and you can find more friends. But I would make it a point to connect to more people. If you're selling somebody's house, check out who their friends are. See if you have any more common connections. But create a goal of how many people a week you want to be.
Does that say you have 180 friend requests?
Yeah.
All those people want to be your friend, and you haven't answered any of them. Oh my gosh!
Let's see.
Wow.
It's so hard to be Tracy's
And they're all
friend.
sitting there on their Facebook right now saying, "Why didn't Tracy accept us?"
Right.
Too bad. I wanted to
Right.
lose my house.
I get a lot of them. So my thing now, because I have a lot of let's see how many I have right now. 2,583 is about whether or not I want that. I want them in my
They may not be
A lot of them are past exit,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. If it's a broker in California, do I really care at this point?
That's a lot of work to look and see.
Yeah, exactly. But make a goal. Make a goal of how many you're going to add each week, because again, that's free resources. For them to be connected to you and that you to be posting stuff of interest.
I found it on, if you're, like, I don't know, on Facebook, but if you're on your phone and you've got the bars up on the right-hand side, that's like a menu drop down, you go to friends and then there's a search. It literally says search. You click on that and then you can type in, like, I typed in Southbridge High and it started with like Southbridge businesses and stuff, but then it started listing people's names that went to Southbridge High. So you can do it that way.
Oh, just on the search bar at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, you also ask yourself, I don't know, there's a lot of people you went to college with, there's a lot of people you went to high school with, there's a lot of people you grew up with. Do you want to be close friends with them still? Probably not. But do you want to be connected to them because you have there's a built-in trust, unless you lived a very untrustable life when you were a kid. Then maybe you don't want to connect with them. But if you were, because think about it, would they do business, even though they're not a close friend, would they do business with you because they know you growing up and they figure, all right, I don't know anybody else, and I could trust that family. I could trust Dan, or if he screws up, then I know where I could go, talk to his family and get him straight. That's the kind of stuff people are looking for these days. So definitely connect to as many people as you can. Number 6, pick 2 or 3 towns you want to do business in and connect to community groups and place the same kind of ads you do on Facebook and LinkedIn, everywhere else, on those community pages. So one of the things you can do is a couple of different ways to research is go to, just type in Dudley, let's say Dudley, MA, town. You can type Dudley and pages and stuff will pop up. Like, even if you did Dudley Town, you can see Dudley Town of Dudley has a Facebook page. And again, sometimes you're going to get blocked or they're not going to allow it to go through. But hey, if they allow it to go through, then you know what I mean? Why not try to post on there?
Would there ever be a problem? Say you're on the Quincy Town site and you post somebody else's listing and they see it. Would there ever be any kind of issue? They'd just be like, oh.
No, it's syndication. I mean, if somebody specific listing, yes. You don't really want to misrepresent that you're representing the property.
Right.
If you put in a town search, like, hey, these are all the towns available in Middleborough, then that's not a problem. Homes available in Middleborough. So if you just did a search for all the homes that are available or homes in a certain price range,
What you're saying is don't post a single.
don't post a single listing.
Okay.
Unless it's an office listing or your listing. Yeah. Could you ask the agent if you knew them if they'd be okay with you sharing? Sure. I've seen some agents in the area that are very friendly that other people are sharing their listings on their personal page. As long as you have that agent's permission, that's fine.
Okay, because there's that kind of
Just-
competitive dog.
Yeah, there is a competitive nature to some companies and some agents. So if you were gonna do that, you wanted to ask permission. Say, hey, I love your. You could say something like, hey, I love your new listing on blank street. Do you mind if I share it on my wall, because I think it's a great house. Love to help you find a buyer for it. If they're a jerk, then they're going to say no. If they're not, then they're going to say yes, and they just give you permission to, make it look like you might have a listing in town when it's really someone else's listing. So it's worth it. It's worth it to ask. What's the worst that can happen?
Do you have to do something like that through an email just so you have?
I would do it through Messenger. You know what I mean?
As long as
you have something in writing.
What's the real repercussion other than, hey, don't use my listing?
There isn't. I mean, they could take you to board and say you were advertising
Well, that's why I'm asking.
a listing.
Get it in writing or something.
Yeah, the worst case happens, they could take you to the board over it. But if you got something written saying, yeah, I'm fine with that. That's all you need. So, so do a search and try to find. Once you do a search, it'll show you groups. You could also look for groups, and you could go to the groups pages over here, and they have Dudley Republican Town Committee. If you're a real hardcore Republican, don't post on public Facebook, but sure, go in there to the Dudley Republican and post all the Trump stuff you want. You know what I mean? And look how many members are involved. Dudleytown Football Club. It's pretty active.
Dudley Democrats.
And then what you want to do is, hey, maybe look and see if, who's in these groups and if you have any common connections. Or you might see somebody's has a lot of interaction on this page. David Ferrier, do you know him? No. He's pretty active. He's posting all the time. Maybe you friend request him. So there's ways to use Facebook to search for groups that are in the town, community pages that you can join and start to get involved with to start to become,
Well, I did the two things you talked about before, right? The Best of Dudley, created it, and I never really did anything with it. But at least it's there.
Right. The Best of Dudley's there?
Yeah.
Let's see if it has any, let's see if there are any members.
Probably not.
One member, will be
Maybe
Tony.
me. No.
Oh, that's in groups.
I don't think
You're,
It's a page, yeah.
it's a page. Best of Dudley Charlton Webster? Is that you?
Yeah, that is it, actually. I think. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's how often I go there. I don't even remember.
Let's see. What do you have? 99 people like this. That's not too
How many?
bad. 99.
And then the Dudley Rocks one, that actually worked out good. And then I got to start doing more.
Dudley Rocks
I
is
did.
it
I
called?
was cleaning up at my property in Southbridge, and there was this rock with a little smiley face on, green on it.
Is this it? Dudley Rocks?
Yeah, that's it.
I meant to take a picture of it and send it.
You should have.
See, that's a great thing to do too. And again, you're promoting the community and
Right, it has nothing to do with real estate.
now
but
have you friend requested these people like Deborah Merrick?
I think I have actually, yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who gets involved in anything that you do like this, they obviously appreciate what you're doing. You don't think they'd consider using you for a real estate resource? Sure.
Right.
You don't want to shove it down their face, but this is a great way to get involved with people that it's about common interests. It could be anything you have a hobby that you enjoy,
Right.
that you could create. That you could have the Best of Dudley Webster Charlton golf community. It could be anything that you want, and you just make sure that you are. This obviously this kid enjoyed this, and you want to see if are you friends with this girl?
I don't remember if I.
She has no friends to show.
Well, you
but
wouldn't know because it's
right.
from your thing.
Well, if her friends list was public, I could see that if you were.
Oh, I see.
I could see if we had common friends, which would be
Oh,
you.
I get you, mutual.
But her town list is private. So make sure that's a great way to get involved with local people and get to know people that you don't necessarily know right now. And sometimes you don't even have to know them personally face to face to build a rapport with them enough for them to want to use you for your real estate services. So,
Well, you remember whenever I sponsored that football game, like they did
Yeah.
$300 to keep the lights on or whatever,
Right.
and I did, and I made the poster. This
Yep.
and thing. I got a referral out of that.
you did.
Yeah, the closing's the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
And
that's
and
awesome.
that was the only connection I had to this woman was she was like, "Oh, you did that for my son's football, whatever."
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
Yeah, so
Cool.
that was worth it.
And you did it if I remember correctly, you did it in a discreet way. You didn't do it in a way like, hey, I'm doing this, so where's all your real estate business?
Yeah, no.
That's not the way to go about it.
Right.
Don't look fake with it. Do it because you enjoy it, and then the referrals will come from it. Number 7, post a looking for clients and appreciate your referrals post on Facebook, and directly ask friends to share it if they would, so that you can get their help in it. So don't be afraid to every once in a while just post something on Facebook like, hey, I've got openings for a couple listings and a couple buyer clients for the fall. Yeah, as always, I appreciate your referrals. If you're looking to buy or sell, click on the link below and please, if any of my friends would share, I would appreciate your help. Something simple like that. Somebody may share, they may not, but if it's not out there, you don't know. So just put something like that out there. I would say once a quarter. You don't want to do that all the time, but it's worth it. And then even ask, people that clients that you've had in the past couple of years, instead of just posting or sending out an email to the entire group ask them individually. Send them a private Facebook message, or better yet, call them. Just say, hey, I'm looking for new clients. I enjoyed working with you. I'm sure I would enjoy working with your friends and family. Do you know anybody that's looking to? And the correct word should be, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell, instead of do you know. But if you don't ask, you don't get. So it's great to ask every once in a while. That's another free resource. We talked about buying domains and then forwarding them to where you want to on your sync website page. But also, Amy's there to help any of you guys with creating postcards. So even if your postcards just something you're going to take and print on your computer right away, or they're like 40 cents a piece. So even if you're not doing the mailing right now, and you had Amy do some postcards for you, and you ordered 150 home value ones and 150 home buying ad ones, or you want her to modify one of the cards to be just a promotional card. The problem with business cards is they're so small, you can't really tell what you're about and what you offer for services on it. So have her take one of those postcards, whether it's the home value card or the any of the other ones, and make it into a promotional card for yourself. Just give her the text you want on it. And, front side could be home buyer resources. Why should I use Tony Palmerino to buy my house? And the back side could be why you want to use me to sell your house and how to get your home value. You put your GoDaddy links on there for your domains that you have, your home sell domain on the back, your home buy domain on the front, and you just use those in any way you can. I don't know how many times we meet people on a consistent basis and don't add them into our network. So whether it's a professional you meet at the town hall, or you're going to get your hair cut, or you're getting your dry cleaning, or whatever it may be, just have a stack of those cards with you at all times and just hand them out. I think those would be better investment than an actual business card. But if you do collect business cards, make sure you're doing something with those business cards as well. And you put them on the top of your desk, and you don't move them until they go into your database, and try to LinkedIn connect to them, try to Facebook connect to them, and, add them in the different avenues. Add 10 new people to your database in sync, and email the entire database asking for referrals every 2 to 3 months. So in addition to your posts on Facebook, at least once a quarter, put out that same message about asking for referrals to your entire sync database. I wanted to show you a couple things. So on LinkedIn, if you are on your my network page in your connections, and you click on your connections, not more options. That's not it either. Keep forgetting where this is.
Continue, maybe?
Where's that?
Whatever it says continue.
There's a space on here. Oh, manage. Okay, so once you click on your connections and you click on all connections, you click on your manage synced and imported contacts, and then you can export your contacts. This is one of the reasons I really love LinkedIn. Facebook, you cannot do this. You cannot export your list from Facebook. But you basically download your data, and somewhere on here. Privacy, I don't know what privacy is.
You gotta click on communications or something.
Yeah, somewhere on here.
Oh, right now it's saying privacy, and then to the far right there, it says communication. Because you're trying to talk with these people.
Back to LinkedIn. Maybe I somehow clicked out of it. My network. Click on all connections, manage. Maybe I clicked on the wrong button. Export contacts. Oh, download your data. So you click on download your data. Oh, download your data. That works. You want everything. And then you download, and they'll basically email your list. So you want to basically download your entire list, and then you can import them into Sync. You need them. I don't know, Nadine. Can agents import them, or do you have to import them for them?
I think they can, yeah, they can, because you did. You
Right.
imported
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
that.
If you have any trouble with it,
For the Buffini thing.
Nadine can help you out. But
Yeah, after next.
again, that's a great way to get all your people from your LinkedIn database over into your sync database. And then once they're in your sync database, then you can, at any point, you could basically click on and email the entire database. Or you can also set them up. We'll do subsequent trainings on sync as far as this stuff goes. And Nadine is always here to help with this stuff as well. But under communications, you can go to campaigns and you can set them up for a Sphere campaign, which is just basically what we talked about, which is the long-term drip campaign.
Now, would you set them up with some kind of a filter so then you know who they are as opposed to everybody else, or
yeah, you could put labels on them.
like a P?
You could put a LinkedIn tag on them all. Do we have a LinkedIn tag, a label? Nadine?
No, but I can make one.
Yeah, make that one. And then, for instance, if you put them on a quarterly touch campaign, basically it's just the same thing. It's just a checking in, here's the one that's a quarterly drip campaign. And it's basically just, if you look at each one, it's basically a, hey, just wanted to check in. Hope all is well. Just wanted to take a quick note. Real estate keeping me pretty busy, but I'm never too busy for your referrals. If you hear of anybody talking about buying or selling, feel free to share my contact information with them. Talk to you soon. That's just something that automatically goes out to everybody that is in the campaign for Sphere of Influence. So again, it's about getting contacts in here and either manually sending them something or getting them on a drip campaign, and we'll talk more about that. But if they're not in sync, then you can't do anything with them. And the nice part about having them in sync, if they're getting emails with links back to your website, all of a sudden you might be on your website looking at your last login activity, and you see Peter DeLuca is someone you've known for many years. You had no idea he's looking for homes, but all of a sudden he's actively looking for homes on your website. People don't always want to be like, hey, Tony, I'm thinking about buying and selling. I'm going to start my home search. I'm going to go on today and I'm going to start looking for homes. They're not thinking that. No. They just quietly start. I don't want to bug Tony. I don't want to be bugged. Let me just do my thing. Doesn't mean you're all over their business, but you might send a quick call and say, hey, Peter, I noticed you had some activity recently on my website. Are you thinking about doing something soon? Right. Oh, yeah, no, I've actually been on your website looking. So if you get them in your website and you're dripping through your website, the website will monitor their activity so that if all of a sudden someone that's in your database starts to get active, you'll notice it and you'll see it when you log into your system. So that's why, it's going to send all text-based Gmail emails out to them. They're not going to be the pretty pictures of Happy Halloween. Here's a picture of a pumpkin that's all lit up and some leaves. If you want something pretty like that, I know some of our agents have incorporated like newsletter programs into their program as well. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't also have your database in sync. Your whole database should be in sync because A, you can monitor their activity. B, you can email them anytime. You've got a new listing. You've got it coming soon. Whatever it may be, you can keep in touch with your Sphere that might help you sell. They might be customers of yours. They might send you referrals. So you want to make sure they're in here, and then whatever else you do beyond that is up to you. But at least make sure they're all in here. And whether you're importing them or you're even adding them as a new lead, so if you just met someone today and you collected their business card, should you be adding them into sync? Yes. Anybody you have information for, add them into sync. Add them in, and you might put them in there as a label. And I don't know what you put them in there as, referral, whatever you decide. Sphere of Influence. If you don't find a label you like, Nadine can add the labels too. So if it's as soon as she adds LinkedIn, that'll be one of the ones that's on there. And then add them in there, put a label on them, and then you know where they came from. All right, so that's adding new people to your sync database. Make it a point to meet someone new each day. Get their business card, add them to your sync database, or find them on Facebook. and send them a nice email, Facebook message. Hey, nice to meet you the other day. You know, whether, you know, I met a landscaper at a property. One of my clients needs to get cleaned up this morning. I didn't know the guy. Seems like a nice guy. Comes highly recommended. So what am I going to do? Make sure I add him to my database. You never know, you know. And he's standing there looking at the property saying, oh, what's this guy's as-is price? And he's walking through the garage saying, wow, this would be great for my business. You know, he might be a buyer, you know. So I'm going to add him to my database. You never know what will happen from there. So make sure you meet new people. I don't know why, but agents are afraid. Some agents are afraid of meeting new people. If you can't meet new people, you're going to have a hard time in this business. Just a reality. And here's the bonus, number 11. Call people. Call people. All this technology, it's really gotten us away from being as comfortable or needing this damn phone as much. It's like, you know, sometimes a text is the proper way. If you're got a client, you need to give them an update, but you know they're gonna want to turn it into a 20-minute conversation. You don't have time. Yeah, you send them a text. If you're trying to develop a business with new people, what's your first priority? It should be calling them, building that relationship. You know, I heard Nadine on the phone before this meeting talking to a client that's trying to schedule a showing. If you had that, could you have ever accomplished all you did on that conversation through email?
Absolutely not.
Never in a million years. It would have taken you 100 texts and emails, and guarantee 1 or 2 or 90% of them she wouldn't have responded to. Because does anybody want to type all that out in an email? Even
And there's
email,
no emotion
even
or
email,
anything.
even email. When you start thinking about email these days, email has to be short and sweet too. And I have a hard time with that because I like to talk a lot. I got a lot to say when I email or I post and stuff like that, and I have to try to like bring myself back down and say, you can't get the full point through when it's posts, Facebook, texts, anything like that nowadays. It's short clippets. You know, that's why even video is so big now. You know, if you start to, and I didn't put it on here and I should have, is start incorporating video into your real estate activities. It could be, hey, I'm over here touring a property, you know, it doesn't have to be your listing. Let's say you're working in Dudley and you want to become the Dudley expert, and you don't even have a buyer that's looking for a home, but you schedule a showing for a vacant bank-owned property, and you're just going, hey, I'm over here with a client, myself, because I might be buying it or interested in buying it, and I'm just checking out this new property. If anybody might be interested in this great property, I think it's a great deal. It's listed at this price, has a lot of back-end potential if you put the money into it. You know how many views you get on that compared to just a post with a link? A ton. Maybe incorporate the video with a link back to your website. Say, hey, if you want to check out this listing, click below, and then just incorporate the link for them to go get more information and register through that link. But video is big now because people don't want to read. They just want to scroll. Even I catch myself doing it. I watch one video and then all of a sudden you start scrolling through all the other videos. A lot of it's mindless and mind-numbing, but it's the reality of the modern day world. There's such a short attention span. It's not even funny. All right, so yeah, call people. Don't be afraid to call people. If you're not used to making calls and you find yourself trying to resort to the non-call based ways of reaching out to people, start making a goal saying, I want to make 10 outbound calls a day. Whether it's a thank you for doing business, whether it's and not follow-up calls on deals like, hey, how's it going with the loan? 10 outbound calls to friends, to family, to people that you want to do business with, to past clients to see how they're going. Just make a goal, 5 calls a day, 10 calls a day, and just mark them off on a sticky note. And if you have a hard time with that, make it the first thing you do every day. I've heard a couple trainers say, eat the frog. You know, do the hardest things, the most uncomfortable things in the morning. Don't give yourself time to lead up to finding other things to do. Like if you plan it for the afternoon, you're going to find everything impossible you can do to avoid to make those calls or do what you need to do in the afternoon. You'd be like, oh, I found a showing. I got to go check out this property. I'll send the.
My
I
laundry's
didn't
done.
realize that. I didn't feed the dog this morning. He might be hungry. It's probably hot. I gotta go let him out. I got a sweater to knit.
Yeah, or two.
So that's about it. Anybody have any questions on those free? Anybody have any other thoughts on free resources for developing leads and trying to,
Well, I mean, even just if you're just out and about, like a couple of times, I'll go over to get pizza, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's Tony, the real estate guy." Like, you don't have to say that every time, but just wherever you are, if you're talking to somebody, they're a lead. Just think of it that way, and find a way to get your
Always
business
have your
card in
business
hands.
cards with you. I've even
Yes.
been caught quite a few times. Like, oh, that's great. You got your card with you? No.
No,
never be caught
Never
with
in my
a business card.
truck or
That's the other one
whatever.
is I didn't put on here is make it a goal of handing out a certain number of business cards a day.
I am.
A lot of trainers will say take 10 business cards, put them in your pocket, and don't go home before you handed them out. I mean,
What do you guys have for suggestions in that field? Just getting yourself out there to different groups and stuff. What have you guys done? What do you see work well?
Well, just in general. I mean, like joining a bowling league or a golf league or a whatever, because now you're meeting a whole new group of people that you might not have known otherwise, and now that's a whole other group of people now that know what you do. My softball game the other night, because my calendars came in, the Patriots calendars.
Yep.
I just went out and started. I'm like, hey, you guys want a Patriots calendar? They're like, yeah. I mean, right. So I just handed them all out, and then I left a stack of a guy's tailgate where they sit there and drink beers or whatever after the game. So whoever wanted one takes one. If they use it, they use it. If they don't, they don't. But I mean, it's better than sitting on my desk, So
right.
That's what I'm scratching my head about.
Also,
No.
if you're just trying to strike up conversation, definitely I would not recommend you just go up and say, "Hey, I'm Dan. I saw real estate."
I'm glad to meet you.
Why are you running? Why are you running
No,
away?
no. You want
Get out here.
it's better to ask. If you ever want anybody to ask what you do, ask them what they do first,
Right.
because the reciprocal question will always come. It's almost guaranteed that they will ask back. Hey, so what do you do? Oh, I said, I'm in that. I do this and that.
I've always been a creature of walking up to people and just going right to the point of what I want. Here's my question, this is what I need. And I'm like starting to tone it back and hey, how are you? How are the kids?
Right.
What's going on? It's like ask three things
Right.
before you get to the point.
Right.
It's like, oh my gosh, that's so
Right. I don't know why it is, but it's human nature to ask back. Someone starts asking you questions, you're like, it's not fair. You can't ask all the questions. I have to ask you questions back.
I'm doing a first-time home buyers thing too, so that's a way that I'm going. It's going to be my first time doing it, so we'll see how it goes. So
How are you putting that out there?
I have it. Well, for one, it's not until October 18th. I think
Okay,
it is.
so you're
So
not
it's quite a ways away. But I did boost it on Facebook every day, all the way up until for like $100 or something like that. So
How are you registering people?
I just, well, that's the thing. I don't really know. What I've had people do is like it or whatever. I've had like only 5 or 6 people. And when they do, I've just invited them to like my page, I guess. And then hopefully it goes from there. I don't, it's the first time doing it, so I really didn't know what to do. I saw on Facebook it said you could add tickets or something, which I don't know. Is that like what you're saying? So
Do you have it set up as an event on Facebook?
yeah, so they can click on going or interested or whatever. So that
Yeah.
that way you're keeping track.
Right.
But
where are you doing it?
at the senior center.
Did you get a mortgage broker in on?
Yeah, yeah. And a lawyer.
Patrick broker.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah, so then all 3 people are sharing it and you should get a good.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean,
Like I said, I know it's a ways away and people aren't planning that far ahead, but I just
Just let me know when I'll hand out my business cards to people on tree before they go in.
Welcome.
And I'll have an ice cream truck when they come out.
right.
so
Snow cone.
so it was only $50 to rent the hall, So and I'm gonna try to get it out there on that new lit up marquee thing. So
Nice thing.
they said we've never done it before, and I'm like, well, I'll be willing to be the guinea pig. We'll see what you want to charge me to do it.
Right, exactly. But Dan, getting out there in the community you want to work, I think we've talked about this before, but starting a best of type of page is a great way to do it. You just have to be committed to doing something with it on a consistent basis, probably even a weekly basis, of going out and meeting businesses and highlighting what they do, ideally in a video. Like, hey, I'm over here at Tony's Pizza, and this is a place my favorite pizza shop in town. And you connect to the owner, make sure you become friends with them, and then tag them in that video, and you're posting it from your Best of Dorchester page or your Best of Middleborough page. And you'd be surprised when most small businesses like that, pizza shops, restaurants, dry cleaners, barber shops, etc., they don't do a lot of marketing. It's mostly word of mouth. They're not really even promoting their own businesses on Facebook. If you are out there and you're just promoting their business and tagging them in it, saying, hey, if you're ever thinking about stopping by, great, use them. You know, this is the best place to buy pizza, and you tag him, and it's now his friends see it. You get stuff in return. Like I watched a couple agents do it and do the videos in the office, and they would just have the business owners come in and they talk about their business and what they do. And it was like, wow, thank you so much for doing this. This is awesome. I appreciate your highlighting my business. You know, I had a friend that was thinking about buying. They immediately want to give back. And the way they want to give back is they want to give you business, and they want to give you referrals, and they want to become part of your network. So it's a get by giving type of strategy, and it's a great way to get out there in the community and not be just that hardcore solicitor. Hey, I'm looking for business. Hey, I'm looking for business. Who's got business? Who's got real estate? You know, you're going a more casual approach of giving and then getting. So I would consider maybe starting something like that, especially if there isn't anything out there. You know, what is it like Dorchester, right? You talk about doing.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
And if you just search, you know, let's see if there's a Best of Dorchester.
How's Gal about town doing?
Yellowbell Town has
It's
been
been,
ill.
Semi-retired for the moment.
Well, the thing is, I do keep posting like stuff from, because I haven't done videos in a while, but I've been doing like stuff from the Southbridge page that focused on Southbridge. So I'm sharing a lot of stuff and still keeping people up to date on what's going on and what the businesses and towns are doing. I just haven't done an actual video in a while. Well, I did one a couple weeks ago saying, sorry, I haven't done a video. I haven't been feeling well. You know, we'll get back to it. But in the meantime, keep checking out my page. So I'm still getting activity, and then still people are, you know, they're still going there.
Yeah, so there's no real Best of Dorchester Facebook page and group, so it's a great opportunity for you to create it. And then, you know, when you're highlighting businesses, you know, you're not throwing real estate in their face, but you're saying, hey, this is Dan at Lux Group Homes. I'm just over here with so-and-so today, and, you know, just wanted to highlight your business. And, you know, you don't even have to be, you know, in the video yourself if you don't like to be. You know, you just highlight the business owner. Like, hey, I'm just walking into Tony's Pizza. Here's one of my favorite spots, and you can get some great interaction that way, and people start liking your page because of it. So, all right. Any other questions? That's all I had for today. That's some great free resources to just get you started on lead generation. And until you got leads coming in, it's going to be hard to predict your closing. So, any other questions? All right, we'll end today. Thanks, guys.